everyone, this is Roxas1359. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon White. Last time, we ended up helping Amuna from getting liberated by Team Plasma. In this episode, we're going to be heading off to Route 3 on our way to our next city, Nazarene City. Now, on Route 3, we have the Daycare Center. We take care of your precious Pokemon. The Daycare Center is basically where you can leave your Pokemon there at any time you want, and every step you take, they gain 1 experience. Come back later and they will level up, which is very beneficial, believe me. If you don't want to do training for certain Pokemon, such as my Purloin, which is going to be going into the Daycare Center soon, then the Daycare Center is pretty beneficial. Each level you have to pay 100 Pokédollars in order to get your Pokemon back, so it's relatively cheap. Anyway, what I'm going to be showing off right now is a little trick you can do if you need to heal up some of your Pokemon and they're not near a Pokemon Center. In my case, I'm just lazy and I felt this is the best time to do it. Basically, access Amada's PC system and put the Pokemon that you want to have healed into a PC box. After that, simply take them out and they will have full health and full PP in all of their moves again. This is a trick that's worked, I believe, ever since Gen 1. This has worked, so you could do this at any time you want. It's very beneficial if, for some odd reason, you have a PC nearby and you don't have a Pokemon Center nearby, which is possible in this case. Only I was a little bit lazy. The only thing that's really bad is you have to reset up your team on how you want to handle things, so that can be a little bit annoying, but not too much. So, our team's set up to where I want to tackle everything, so why don't we go and tackle on some trainers, starting with this lady right here. Oh, you feel invincible, huh? Well, time to knock that invincibility down. So, while we're inside this battle, I might as well talk about the 2 new Pokemon that are available within the grass inside of Route 3. The first is Pidove, the token bird Pokemon that every generation has. This one's actually based off a pigeon. I can't believe it took him 5 generations to get an actual full-on pigeon. That one would have been rather obvious, honestly. Pidoves evolve at level 21 and again at level 32. Level 32, a Pidove will look different depending on what gender it is, because they have a little bit of sexual dimorphism going on with the Pidove line, which is actually rather cool. In my case, Pidove's actually going to be a mainstay on my team throughout the rest of the game, so we're going to be catching one here. Now we're going to be tackling other trainers, and by other trainers, I mean little preschoolers with Pokemon. I'm sorry, I did not realize that preschoolers could have Pokemon and do battles. I was always under the impression you had to be at least 10 to have one. What am I kidding? The Pokemon universe has changed. Now preschoolers have Pokemon, and you're gonna be seeing a specific preschooler later in the game that has Pokemon that it really shouldn't have. Anyway, the other Pokemon that is available on Route 3 is Blitzel. Blitzel is an electric zebra Pokemon that doesn't really have good defenses. It's not really that good, but it's the only electric type Pokemon you'll have this early in the game. I will be using a Blitzel on my team for a while until we get to the main electric type that I want to use for this game. Blitzel evolves at level 27, so it evolves relatively early on, as does Pidove, but it only has 1 line as opposed to Pidove. That takes care of the Pokemon that are primarily on this route. Now, before some people are asking, well, you know, there's more Pokemon you can end up talking about too. Yes, I do know there are more Pokemon available on the routes, but I don't have the ability to catch those Pokemon just yet. If I did, I would talk about them, but there's really only one. And other Pokemon that you can catch on this route are the same as other ones: Patrats, Purloins, Audinos if you get lucky, but that's about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back inside here, do our little healing trick again, because we might as well do that. I don't know why I didn't cut this out, honestly. I probably should have. For the most part, this episode is just gonna be primarily battles against trainers, which is kind of boring, I will admit. But sometimes you have to do these sort of things. But we are gonna have a little bit of story action going on in this part, no worries. Let's grab our little pup and put him back there. And let's go and tackle that other preschooler that's at the top after I set my team correctly and I realized, oh, Slaver's not been healed. Well, better go and heal him. which I really shouldn't, honestly, because Slaver's not going to be staying on our team for too long, because in this game, as opposed to other Pokemon generations, HMs are not really placed in importance, and that is a change I gladly accept for Pokemon Gen 5. Because in the past, you needed HMs to move around. I think the worst of them would have probably been Gen 4, with how many HMs you needed in order to get around the simple overworld. In this game, Cut is nice, but you don't really need it. Strength, which was HM04, is also beneficial, but that's actually a good move to put on normal type Pokemon. But for right now, let's burn this little monkey. Oh, Pansage, you're so adorable. Honestly, out of all the Pan line, I think I explained this last part too, Pansage is my favorite of the Pan line, but we're just gonna beat this monkey right here. There we go. And that defeats all the preschoolers. So, I am an asshole? Question mark? I mean, I beat up a bunch of little kids, but now we're gonna get into another style of battle with these two right here. So, let us switch with Poochie to being right there. And, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our first double battle. Double battles work in this way. You will send 2 Pokemon out, and your opponents will send 2 Pokemon out. Generally, in double battles, they will have 2 people, you only have 1. But they send out 2 Purloins. So, to combat that, we send out our Monkey and Poochie. So, we're going to use Incinerate. This is where moves start to have a different property inside of double battles. Inside of double battles, there are certain moves that have the ability to hit both opponents at the same time. There are also moves that have abilities to hit everyone on the field. This is where a little bit more strategy comes in with the double battles, because you need to make sure that you use moves that won't necessarily hurt your Pokemon, or if they can hurt the Pokemon, perhaps have it be that they are not affected by it at all. One example would be Earthquake if you have, say, the ground type I'm going to be using for this playthrough, and a P-Dove. But we'll be getting more into that later on, so let's first beat up these Purloins. And there we go. That tackles our first double battle, ladies and gentlemen. So, that takes care of that. Now let's move on forward. But, of course, we gotta have another rival battle because Sharon managed to get his trio badge. Oh, so that means that you're gonna have, well, you had Snivy, which means he would use, which means you should have a Panpour, right? Oh, what's that? You don't? Because you didn't talk to that girl in the dream yard? Too bad. He must have had an uphill battle with this one. But pretty much our second, I believe, no, actually I think this is our third battle against Sharon. Wow, we battled Sharon a lot. But don't worry, our monkey can handle this quite easily. But we've been caught in Wrap. Wrap is a move to where it will do damage over time, over the course of, I believe, 5 or 6 moves until it eventually wears off. At the same time, I don't remember if Wrap has this property, but some moves do. You can't switch out of battle for your Pokemon. So that's a, I guess, good strategy, but in this case, Sharon, you know, you're going against my Fire Monkey with your little Grass Snake. That's not really good idea. Also, Grass Snake sounds like a euphemism for something, so I'm not gonna go further with that. But just keep on doing War of Attrition. I don't know why he started out with his first starter Pokemon. You know, he's trying to do all these strategies and battle tactics, but my War of Attrition seems to be working. Luckily, Wrap doesn't do that much and my speed is better, so let's just scratch the snake. And there we go. That defeats Snivy. So, Monkey levels up to level 13 now, which Monkey can now learn Fury Swipe. So we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be getting rid of Lick, I believe, because Lick, while a physical ghost type, is not really that good. There's not really too many psychics that we're going to have to deal with in this game, and I have a Pokemon that I'm going to be using to deal with psychics anyway. But he's got his Purloin as well, so let's send out Poochie. Anna's not going to get too much use against Sharon, probably, because Anna's a little bit too powerful for Sharon. You don't want to demoralize him completely. Plus, also, it's another cat versus dog sort of thing, which I seem to be doing a lot. So, tackle with my huge physical attack that Poochie has. And this is what Fury Swipes is. Fury Swipes is basically a move to where it can attack anywhere from 1 to 3 times, has a base stat attack of 15. It adds up over time. If you get criticals on it, then that could be good, but I just decided to put it on Monkey because it seems appropriate for Monkey to have Fury Swipes. But that takes care of Purloin. And Poochie is now level 13. He is close to evolving at level 16. So, we defeated Sharon. That is entirely wrong in so many ways that I'd spend like 10 minutes explaining how wrong that is. Yes, I battled with War of Attrition. What's going on? Oh, great. Dude, what the hell? I've heard of stealing candy from children, but stealing Pokemon from babies? That's ridiculous. So, we have an item right here, so grab this, and it's a super potion. But Sharon did a little bit of damage to us, so why don't we go down to a Pokemon Center or someplace? Fine, I will. Just let me go back to the Pokemon Center. Yeah, you can't go down because that leads to Nasserine City, but you can go up. Back to Straydon City and heal up your Pokemon, which is what I ended up going back to do. So, let's go up over this way, and here's where Sharon is, to where a new cave entrance has formed. Now, Sharon can heal your Pokemon if you so need to, but we're gonna go over this way because we have our first battle, because we're gonna be catching ourselves our P-Dove. It's gonna be a male, so it's gonna look a little bit different. Again, the sexual dimorphism, which is a touch I really like. Surprised there isn't a peacock Pokemon as of yet, because, you know, that's definitely an example of sexual dimorphism. I wouldn't expect that from, you know, a pigeon. So, let's catch the pigeon, otherwise known as rats with wings. And there we go. P-Dove was caught. And its data added to the Pokedex. P-Dove, the tiny pigeon Pokemon. These Pokemon live in cities. They often are accustomed to people. Flocks often gather in parks and plazas. They shit everywhere. So, what are we gonna name him? Hashtag. It was either that or tweet, okay? If they had the pound sign, I would have put that too. I feel like such a douchebag for putting that name, by the way. So, yeah, I come up with these nicknames right off the top of my bat, so no planning ahead of time. But now we're gonna go against a breeder with her Patrat. Oh, when will they learn that the Patrats are not a good idea to start with? So, keep attacking with War of Attrition. Gets rid of the Patrat. We got a little pup, so we'll just keep Poochie out this entire time. Makes life a lot easier to deal with. Tackle, same type attack bonus, kills that dog. Now we got another P-Dove, which is a pure flying type, so if you had, say, an electric type at this time, you could probably use that. Of course, you have to watch out for the only electric type that's available, because it kind of sucks with its defenses, and its special defense is nothing to brag about either. But speaking of that Pokemon, we get ourselves some Oran Berries from her. Speaking of that Pokemon, we're going to be catching him soon enough. So, that deals with that. Now let's go right here and get ourselves another Repel, which is always good. You can buy them at the Pokemon store now, but I believe this one is our Blitzel. So, Blitzel, really the only thing that they have going for them, they have a decent attack stat for physical attacks, but their speed is where they are the most shining example. They generally have a high speed, but as you can see, their defenses are really weak. Base defense, I believe, is just 32. So, not the best Pokemon in the world, that's for sure. And there we go. Hello, Blitzel. Welcome to my team for the time being. I'm probably going to evolve Blitzel later on, but I'm not going to be keeping it on my team. It's going to be my main electric type and then a secondary electric type for a gym later. So I am going to train it a bit. So, what are we going to name it? Well, I'm going to name it the most original name ever. And I can't believe I did this. I could think of so many other names. Bolt. Yes, I named it Bolt. I'm really boring with my nicknames. Wow. I mean, I could have named it Chargers, but then again, why would I name my Pokemon after failure? I could name it, actually no, the only other name I could think of really at the time was Chargers. So it was either naming it Bolt, which is boring, or naming it after complete failure, that is the Chargers. I say that because I live in San Diego and I've learned you don't want to be a Charger fan here. Alright, so healing hashtag and Poochie. Let's go and deal with those plasma grunts who decided we're gonna go and steal a little girl's Pokemon. Because we're tough and we're bad. So you steal it. It could have emotional attachment to the girl. Oh, that's hilarious. You'll take them? Oh, what will you do against me? Oh no, they're gonna steal my Pokemon with their army of Patrats. I'm going with that theory that I put in the last episode that these are just disgruntled youngsters who never caught more than their fucking Patrat. So, let's do this trick yet again, beating up Plasma Grunts and their Patrats. Will they ever learn a variety of Pokemon? Is the way to actually train and get stuff done? Team Flare knows that. It's a shame that they're in Gen 6. So, there we go. That defeats the Plasma Grunt. Yeah, you're shocked you lost to a little kid. I mean, I just stole a Pokemon from a baby. That was easy. Right on your side. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have to agree. Why are they so self-righteous? Team Plasma is self-righteous to the point to where, honestly, I don't know what they're thinking. Are they that dense into realizing what they are? Are they just nothing but sociopaths? But now we got a double battle against these Plasma Grunts and their army of fucking Patrats. When will they learn? Oh, you sent out your Snivy. Was I supposed to send out Anna? I'm sorry. I want Poochie to evolve, which he does evolve in the next episode, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a hint right there. So, let's tackle the Patrats. No, you're supposed to attack the same one that I attacked, because then I could easily beat them. But watch, the Patrats are just gonna focus on Poochie, because they realize the true threat of Poochie. And this one's just gonna keep using Bide, because it thinks it's smart. So there we go. That takes care of that Patrat. Perfect, you've set it up now for me to beat it in one hit. Too bad this Patrat doesn't seem to learn the fact that, you know, you're going against a dog and you're just a little rat. There we go. That defeats Team Plasma again. When will they learn you don't just use Patrats? Gotta mix it up. And believe me, they mix it up later with another Pokemon. And then stick with that Pokemon and Patrats. Yeah, I have to agree that this was a complete and utter waste of time. They stole Pokemon from a little girl and are thinking that they are the best things since sliced bread. Why do they sound like sheeple? All right, Sharon. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359. We're going to go and return the Pokemon to the girl here, and we're going to get ourselves a little reward for helping out. But next time, we're going to be heading off to Nasserine City. I'm going to be letting the rest of the video play out because it's just some text dialogue from the little girl and Bianca giving you the heal balls, which I'm never going to use even though they have the same catch rate as a Pokeball. Alright, see ya, Bianca. And, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see everyone next time.